Hi guys, it's Jen with Creatively Homemade. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch my video. Today I have for you a really cute summer birthday card featuring a cute little ice cream cone. I made this using the Cool Treats stamp set as well as the Coordinating Designer Series paper and the dies. Super easy to make. So I'm going to show you that today, but before I do that I want to make a point about this paper. This is the Frosty Treats Designer Series paper and it was in the Occasions catalog for this year. The Occasions catalog is ending on May 31st, so if you wanted this paper I would recommend getting it as soon as possible because once it sells out it's gone. And here are some of the patterns in this. It's really super cute with ice cream cones and popsicles, and this paper right here is really good for making the cones. Just a really cute paper pack and a great one to have for summer card making or scrapbooking. So I'm going to show you what I used to make this. I've already cut out all the pieces and I have them right here. The card base is made with pear pizzazz, and I cut an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper in half, so this is 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it 4 1/4 to make an A2 size card. Then I cut a piece of the Designer Series paper that I talked about, and I cut that down to 4 inches by 4.5 inches. And then I went ahead and cut some die cuts so I don't have to mess with the die cut machine. I cut a banner and an oval. Now this banner is also on the retiring list. It's the banner framelits die set, so if you're wanting that you'll want to pick that one up soon too. And then last but not least, I cut the little pieces for the ice cream cone. I used Blushing Bride for the ice cream scoop, chocolate chip cardstock for the little chocolate drizzle, and I used some of that pattern paper for the cone. And I cut that with the Coordinating Frozen Treats, I think is what this one's called. It's the coordinating die set that goes with the Cool Treats stamp set. And those two items, the stamp set and the die set, are carrying over to the new catalog. Paper is not, but the stamp set and the die set are. And the only other thing I cut is a piece of 1/4 inch very vanilla ribbon. And I cut 6 inches of that. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to take the ribbon piece and glue it down to the very bottom of the piece of the Designer Series paper. And I find that easiest to do with Tombow glue. Just run a really thin ribbon of glue along the bottom. You don't want too much because it'll ooze out. There we go. And then stick your ribbon down right at the edge. And then turn it over to the back side. And instead of using Tombow on the back, I'm just going to use a glue dot because it's quicker. I use a glue dot on either end of the ribbon to stick that down. Okay, now after you've got your ribbon in place, you want to go ahead and stick that on your card base right up at the very top. And you can just use snail adhesive to stick the layer to your card base. Well, it would appear that I am out of snail. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Nothing like being in the middle of filming a video and running out of adhesive. Always seems to happen that way to me. Okay, so I'm just running snail adhesive around the edge, and I'm going to put a glue dot in the corners just because that ribbon's a little bit bulky and the snail isn't going to stick to that very well. So just one glue dot in each corner. And then we're ready to stick that down to your card. So there's going to be a slight border on either side, but you want to put it all the way up at the top. Just like that. Okay. Now the banner is going to go up at the upper left. So just add some snail adhesive to that as well. Okay. And then the white oval is going to get offset a little bit and down. So you want to put it about there. Now we're ready to assemble the ice cream cone. But before I do that, I want to add a little bit of shading around the edge of the cone just to give it, or the ice cream scoop, just to give it some dimension. And how I do that with a sponge dauber and the same color ink. So I made the ice cream scoop out of Blushing Bride cardstock to kind of look like a strawberry ice cream cone. And so I'm just going to take the dauber and kind of lightly flick it against the edge. And that's just going to give a little bit of color and some shading. So you can see. So you're done with the ink, you can put that aside. Now we're ready to assemble that cone. You just want a little bit of Tombow along the top edge of the cone. We're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to stick it down to the card, but you want the cone to stick together before you put it down on the card. And then add the chocolate sauce or syrup or whatever to the top of your ice cream. Just like so. So there's the cute little ice cream cone, and you just need a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of it. So I put one at the top and one at the bottom. And the worst part is getting the adhesive backing off of these. It's always more difficult when you don't have nails. The paper piercing tool actually works really well for this, but of course it's in another room right now, so. There we go. So just stick the little ice cream cone down in the center of the white oval. And now we're ready to do some stamping. Okay, for this card I used the I hope your day is as sweet as you are on the front of the card, and then I just used the happiest birthday sentiment from this Cool Treats stamp set on the inside of the card. And I'm using chocolate chip ink because that's one of the coordinating colors in this designer series paper. So you just want to ink up your stamp and then center it on the bottom of that cardstock. And then open up the inside to stamp the happy birthday sentiment. And center that up at the top. And there you have it. That's all there is to it. Quick and simple birthday card for summer birthdays. I think it was super cute, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Now you can purchase any of the supplies to make this card by following the link in the description below. And please be sure to visit creativelyhomemade.com for more tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.